Hello my dear children, welcome to my channel Sudhir Sir Chemistry. Today in this organic part, today I am going to discuss with you reaction mechanism. Means in this reaction mechanism, what are the type of the reactions are there beta, and based on that how to identify the type of the attacking reagent, reaction mechanism, types of the reaction, everything we are going to see here. So today's topic which one I am going to discuss beta, that is about reaction mechanism. And do you know beta, if we know this mechanism part of reaction mechanism, then easily we are able to answer but all the questions based on the IIT mains level as well as the IIT advanced level, even the NEET level also we are able to answer it. So first of all, to understand this one, we should know about the mechanism of the reaction. But to understand this reaction mechanism, the first important part, what is that? How to write the reaction, that we should know. For writing the reaction, but I am writing here the reactions here. But one will be called as a substrate. One will be called as a substrate, right? This substrate is nothing but we can say this is called as a reactant. But reactants combining with other reactant. But in that one, if one of the compound considered as the reactant, the other compound will be considered as a attacking reagent. Substrate plus reagent. What is the reagent beta? The attacking species will be called as a attacking reagent. So I should say the attacking species will be called as a reagent, and on whom it is going to attack, that means reactant, that will be called as a substrate. So any substrate, when they combine with the reagent, beta, it gives rise to product. But actually it doesn't give the product directly beta. Initially it will form here as an intermediate. That one we have to see detail B. What are the intermediates are there? Maybe carbocation, maybe carbon free radicals, maybe carbanion ions, carbene, nitrate, everything intermediate. They undergoes, and this reactant will be directly, the intermediate directly converted into product. See beta, this is the actual form for the reaction mechanism. But we can say one reactant combined with the other reactant gives the product, but it's not like that. But one is a reactant, another one is a reagent. How to identify, sir, which one is the reactant and which one is the reagent? But a species which is attacking on other are called as a attacking species. But on whom they are going to attack, that called as the reactant or the substrate. Together they are forming the intermediate. Then intermediate will going to form the product. And intermediate is a highly unstable compound, and this highly unstable compound directly converted into the stable called as a product. To understand all this one, what we have to see beta? We have to see the attacking species will be what? So this attacking species is of two types. Beta, one will be called as a electron deficient species called as a electrophile, and other one will be called as a electron rich species called as a nucleophile. But in this complete video, I am going to use electrophile as a E plus called as a electrophile. I will use it, and in complete video in this mechanism, wherever I will use Nu minus beta, it will be called as a nucleophile. One will be called as a electrophile, other will be called as a nucleophile. Is it clear beta? Just see, I want to tell you what we did here in reaction mechanism. One is a substrate, other one is a reagent, together form the intermediate, then directly converted into product. But these attacking reagent or the attacking species, it is of two types. What is that? So one will be called as a electrophile, that is electron deficient, and one will be called as a nucleophile, which will be electron rich species. But I hope everybody knows about the electrophile and nucleophile. In short, I will write electrophile is a electron deficient species. So this electron deficient species is called as a electrophile, and nucleophile, this is a electron rich species, is called as a nucleophile. You know beta, tendency to donate a lone pair is called as a nucleophile. Tendency to accept a electron pair called as a electrophile. It acts as a Lewis acid, it acts as a Lewis base. Right? Now, beta, in this case, about the electrophile nucleophile, one more part I want to discuss with you, and that one is what? Just examples here. What are the nucleophile are there and what are the electrophiles are there. and beta how this electrophile and nucleophile can be compared with each other and all. Let me discuss some part of it, beta. If I am discussing about electrophile, what we can say, beta, electron deficient species means it is having less than 8 electron. To complete its electron, definitely it has a tendency to accept a lone pair of electron. Beta, it accepts electron. In this case, it donates electron. Beta, it is electron rich species. Beta, electrophile can attack on which part? So you should say electrophile, it attack on negatively charged species, because positive charge can attack on negative charge. But here it is a nucleophile, sir. This nucleophile, it can attack on positively charged species. Electrophile will attack on negatively charged species or negatively charged, and this nucleophile will attack on the positively charged species, that will attack on the positive part, right? That is the attacking of the nucleophile as well as the attacking of the, what you can say, the electrophile as well as the attacking of the nucleophile, beta. Now one more point, in this case they can ask you, beta, this is the part they ask in the mains exam and all. What is that? What this electrophilic nature, or we can say nucleophilic nature, either it will be increases down the group or it will be decreases down the group. How to identify here? Just this is a simple part I have given for you, beta. Electrophile means E positive, nucleophile means Nu negative. Electron deficient as electrophile, electron rich is a nucleophile. It can attack on the negative part, it can attack on the positive part. But this is a simple part everybody knows. Even when we did the ionic equilibrium, there we have seen types of acid bases theory. There we have learned about the acid and bases. There we have seen Lewis acid, Lewis bases. There we have seen types of the Lewis acid and types of Lewis bases. Now this is not the question, beta. In organic they will ask you what is mean by nucleophile and what is the nucleophilicity and what is the basicity. See, beta, this is a small concept I want to discuss with you. Basicity means what and nucleophilicity means what. Please everyone listen here. Beta, in the first part I want to discuss about what is mean by basicity. Beta, basicity means if this nucleophilic part, listen here, if this nucleophilic part will attack on the hydrogen atom, then this negatively charged species will be act as a base, and when it attack on the hydrogen, beta, hydrogen will act as an acid. So it is a reaction between acid and base called as a neutralization. It is the first part where it indicates negatively charged species will act as a base and attacking on the hydrogen, tendency on attack on the hydrogen called its basicity. Second part, check it, beta. What is mean by nucleophilicity? Beta, nucleophilicity means these negatively charged species will attack on the atom other than the hydrogen. Did you saw? Negatively charged species will attack on the atom. I didn't mention it is a carbon. It will attack on the atom other than hydrogen. Then these tendency of the negatively charged species attacking on the atom other than hydrogen is called its nucleophilicity. Means can we say, beta, this negatively charged species will also act as a what? Base. It also act as a nucleophile. It depends where it is going to attack. Beta, if it is going to attack on the hydrogen atom, hydrogen will be considered as an acidic part. So this nucleophile will act as a base, and its attacking tendency on the hydrogen called its basicity. But this nucleophile, when it is attacking on the atom other than hydrogen having positively charged species, then these negatively charged species will be called as a nucleophile, and its tendency to attack is called as a nucleophilicity. Is it clear, beta? Here what we can say, beta, we'll see the tendency along means nucleophilicity, tendency of the nucleophilicity along the group and along the period we will see, because that is the part they are even asking in the mains exam. 1 second, I will tell you, beta. Right? So now I am going to discuss with you nucleophilicity order along the group and along the period. Right, beta? So this is just an introduction part I have discussed with you for reaction mechanism. What is that? One is a substrate, other one is a reagent called as an attacking reagent. Together they form the intermediate. Then it will be converting into what? It will be converted into the product. Then we have to see here, these attacking spaces will be of two types. So it may be electrophile or it may be a nucleophile. But it may be electrophile, it may be nucleophile, it depends on what? So we can say, sir, it depends on deficient and rich. But if it is a nucleophile, beta, it is attacking on the hydrogen atom called as a basicity of base, and if it is attacking on the atom other than hydrogen, it will behave as a nucleophile, and tendency to attack is called its nucleophilicity. See beta here, CH4, carbon 4th group, nitrogen 5th group, oxygen 6th group, and fluorine 7th group. See beta, it is a carbon 4th group, 5th group, 6th group, 7th group. But they all have a tendency to give the H plus ion. Yes, sir. And even we learn beta, those which have a tendency to remove the H plus ion, right? Tendency to remove H plus ion is called acidic in nature. So by removing H plus ion, the CH4 becomes CH3 negative. By removing H plus ion, NH3, it becomes NH2 and negative on the nitrogen. But by removing H plus, these will have OH and negative on the oxygen, and by removing H plus, beta, this F will have a negative charge. Right, beta? They have a tendency to lose the H plus ion. So these act as a acidic in nature, so it act as a base. Do you know, beta? All the acids are having its conjugate base, and all the bases are having its what? Conjugate acid. Is it clear, beta? All the acids are having their conjugate bases, and all the bases are having their conjugate acid. So this is the part which you have written here. CH4 act as an acid means it has a tendency to give H plus ion. What is the conjugate base of CH4, beta? CH3 negative is the conjugate base. Is it clear, beta? Chalo. Now they will ask you, among these ion, which is a more stable ion? Beta, maybe everybody knows that one. What is that? Highly electronegative atom bearing a positive charge. Sorry. Highly electronegative atom, beta, bearing a positive charge. Sorry, bearing a negative charge will act as a what? Will be considered as a more stable anion. Is it clear, beta? Highly negative, what we can say? Highly, sorry. But a highly negative means what we can say? More electronegative atom bearing a negative charge will be considered as a more stable. You know, beta, among the carbon, nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, which one is the most electronegative atom, beta? Fluorine. But a most electronegative atom bearing negative charge will be considered as a more stable. So this is the more stable. That means, beta, this is the less stable. One is a more stable, other one is a less stable. Right? Now, can you tell me, beta, among this one, which will be considered as a strongest base? Which will be considered as a strongest base? See, beta, this is acidic in nature because it has a tendency to give H plus ion. So it is acidic in nature because it has a tendency to give H plus ion. So this is also acidic in nature. Actually, it is a base, beta, but as it has a tendency to give H plus ion, I will say acid. They all have a tendency to give H plus ion. They all act as acid. But among these acid, beta, the octane base, or we can say if the conjugate base is more stable, conjugate base, if it is more stable, then the acid of that conjugate base will be considered as a more acidic in nature. Is it clear, beta? So now I will say among all these HF will be considered as the more acidic in nature. That means, beta, among all this will be considered as the less acidic in nature. Now you tell me, beta, if your acid is strong, its conjugate base is a what? Yes, sir. It is a weak conjugate base. Beta, if your acid is a less acidic, weak acidic, that means its conjugate base, sir, its conjugate base is a strong conjugate base. It will be considered as a what, sir? It will be considered as a strong conjugate base. Means among these all, beta, it is the order of a Lewis base in nature. CH3 minus, NH2 minus, OH negative and F negative. It is the order of Lewis base. That means fluorine having a negative charge, beta, but it has a less tendency to donate a lone pair because it is a more electronegative atom and it can hold negative charge strongly. But as it can hold a negative charge strongly, it cannot give this lone pair of electron easily, as it acts as a base but Lewis base. But here carbon is a less electronegative than fluorine. Having a negative charge does not make any stability sense here. So it has a more tendency to donate a lone pair. It acts as a what? Strong Lewis base. It is the order of basic in nature. But remember, basic in nature means tendency to donate a lone pair is called as a nucleophile. And if any species has a more tendency to donate a lone pair, that means it has a greater nucleophilicity. So we can say, sir, this is the also order of the nucleophilicity. See, beta, this is also the order of what? Nucleophilicity. I am not telling the nucleophile. I am talking about tendency to attack. But this CH3 negative has a more tendency to attack than the F negative. As it has a more tendency to attack on the electrophile, then this tendency to attack on the electrophile is called its nucleophilicity. Sir, can we say as we go along the period, nucleophilicity order decreases? Yes, sir. This is a note point where I am writing here. Sir, as we go along the period, sir, as we go along the period, nucleophilicity order, beta, nucleophilicity order, what will happen, sir? Nucleophilicity order decreases. Did you saw, beta? CH3 negative have a more nucleophilicity than the F negative. So as we go along the period, nucleophilicity order decreases. Right? Take a screenshot of this one, beta. That means in this one, what we can say? CH3 negative ion has a more tendency to donate a lone pair. But a more tendency to donate lone pair. And F negative ion, sir, it has a very less tendency to donate a lone pair. Sir, as it has a very less tendency to donate lone pair, that means less nucleophilicity, and CH3 negative will have a more nucleophilicity. Right? Take a screenshot of this one, beta. But now, as we have seen, nucleophilicity order, what is that? Along the period decreases because tendency to donate a lone pair along the period decreases, so nucleophilicity decreases. Now we will come for the types of the organic reactions, beta. What are the types of the organic reactions are there, and how to go with this one? So come for the types of organic reactions. Types of organic reactions. But the first one will be called as a substitution reaction. Means at least we'll try to cover substitution reaction. So second type will be types of the reaction called as a addition reaction, beta. One is a substitution reaction, other one will become addition reaction. Third type is that, sir, it will be called as a elimination reaction. Third type is called as a elimination reaction, and fourth one will be there as a rearrangement. Right, beta? So these are the four different type of the reactions are there. But among that one, the first part which I am going to discuss in the class, the first one called as a substitution reaction. Do you know, sir, what is a substitution reaction and where this reaction can be seen? Right, beta? Let me tell you one example here. Substitution reaction means where it can be seen, and what are the what we can say the substitution reactions can be of following type or it is of what type. Let me tell you, beta. There will be called as a free radical substitution reaction. But one is a free radical substitution reaction. But one more time is that will be called as a attack of the electrophile called as a electrophilic substitution reaction. And sir, third type will be there, that is a negatively charged species can attack over it, called as a nucleophilic substitution reaction. But I hope electrophile means E plus must be there. Electrophile means what beta? E plus must be there, and nucleophile means Nu negative must be there, because I told you species having negative charge more tendency to donate alone there. Nucleophile. And free radical means, let us say beta, one of the carbon atom having a dot over it. Dot means electron of the carbon, unpaired electron is there. That will be called as the radical. So there are the three types of this substitution reaction are there beta: free radical, or electrophilic, or nucleophilic. Let us say I want to show you an example for you. But I am having A bonded with B. So can we say, sir, A bonded with B is called as a what? So this is a substrate. But attacking species is a C. Do you know attacking species C should be what? Sir, it may be a attacking reagent, we can say. Sir, what may be the attacking reagent, sir? Sir, it may be carbon free radical, it may be electrophile, or it may be nucleophile. Anything better. When they are going to attack over it, I am going to get the product. What is that? AC is the product and B came off. But suppose C radical is attacking over it, called as a free radical substitution. Sir, E positive will attack over it, as a C becomes C plus, will attack over it, called as a electrophilic substitution. But Nu negative will attack over it, then we got this one called as a nucleophilic substitution. Means this substitution reaction again is of three types. What is that, sir? Free radical, electrophilic, and nucleophilic substitution reaction. For example, beta, in this class, at least I want to cover, or I want to discuss with you what FR mechanism, free radical mechanism. Chalo, take a screenshot. Very good, beta. So types of organic reaction, how many? 4 types are there. What is that, beta? Substitution, addition, elimination, and rearrangement. In that one, the substitution again it is of 3 types. Which 3 types, beta? Free radical substitution, electrophilic substitution, and nucleophilic substitution. Sir, we are going to discuss about free radical substitution reaction. I hope everybody knows that, sir. What is a free radical? Beta, if you don't know, just I want to tell you actually what is the free radical, beta. See here, carbon bonded with carbon, electron of this carbon, electron of this carbon, remaining are having a bond. Suppose, beta, if I will have homolytic cleavage, is it clear? Cleavage means breaking of the bond, beta. If I am having this cleavage, homolytic cleavage, cleavage means, beta, cleavage means breaking of the bond. Homolytic means equal distribution of electron, equal distribution of electron. But this equal distribution of electron called as homolytic cleavage means these electron goes to this carbon and this electron goes to this carbon. How it look like? So see, carbon bonded with 3 bond and this is there. Carbon bonded with 3 bond and this is there. But this is called as a formation of free radical. But now suppose, sir, carbon bonded with carbon and we have heterolytic cleavage. Sir, what is mean by heterolytic cleavage? Sir, heterolytic cleavage means unequal distribution of electron, beta. It is a unequal distribution of electron. And beta, unequal distribution of electron means maybe this electron goes to this carbon. So one of the carbon is getting a positive charge, and as this electron enter into this carbon, beta, the other carbon is getting the negative charge. Beta, one of the species having positive charge called as a electrophile, and one of the species having negative charge called as a nucleophile. So can you tell me, sir, electrophile and nucleophile is obtained? See, beta, electrophile and nucleophile was obtained due to what? So electrophile and nucleophile was obtained due to the unequal distribution of electron means due to heterolytic cleavage. But homolytic cleavage means there is a formation of only what? Fr, free radicals, right? Now we are going to discuss about FR mechanism, right? But what is the FR mechanism and how the FR is going to form here? Chalo, I want to show you now. In this free radical mechanism, beta, the one best example which was given in our NCERT also, that is a halogenation of alkane. Example is nothing but this one. What is sir? Halogenation of alkane. Beta, what is the halogenation of alkane? Do you know? Addition of halogen in the alkane is example of what? FR mechanism or free radical mechanism. Right, beta? One more important point I will tell you. Free radical is formed means how to identify. So this reaction is a FR or not. But this FR formation of free radical take place in presence of HELPR. Sir, H stand for heat. Heat means temperature should be greater than 650 degrees centigrade. But E stand for electrolysis. But whenever you are performing any electrolysis reaction, that means think that you are going to form the FR and mechanism goes through the FR mechanism. But L stand for light. Do you know light? In presence of sunlight like a H nu. That is H nu wherever is there, it will go through the FR. P stand for peroxide. Sir, in any reaction if they wrote the peroxide, indicate that you are going to perform the reaction only with a what? FR mechanism. Sir, R stand for radical. The reaction which takes place in presence of radical, that reaction also performed through the FR mechanism. Right, sir? Chalo. But in this case, halogenation of alkane mein, which one I am going to discuss, that is a chlorination of methane I want to discuss here. Beta. I want to discuss with you what? That one is a chlorination of methane. Means addition of methane in the chlorine. But a chlorination of methane can also occur in two ways. What is that? The first case, sir, this is the methane, this is the addition of chlorine and it takes place in presence of sunlight. Right? But what I will do, my first case, if methane is in excess, it combines with Cl and it forms CH3Cl plus of HCl. Do you know, sir, CH3Cl is called as a methyl chloride. It is called as a what, beta? Methyl chloride. But now see, you are having excess of CH4 but very less Cl2. So whatever the Cl2 is there, it will attack over it and it will be completely consumed. Nothing Cl2 was left. So only one product is there, formation of methyl chloride. But if the same reaction I want to perform with a excess of chlorine. Sir, what happened, you know? Chlorine is excess. It combined with this one methane and it formed CH3Cl plus of HCl. But still chlorine left with you. This obtains CH3Cl. Again it combined with the chlorine because we are having an excess of Cl2. It again take out the hydrogen from here and it form CH2Cl2 plus of HCl. So this obtain CH2Cl2 called as a dichloromethane. It combined with again Cl2 because our chlorine is in excess and now it formed a CHCl3 plus of HCl. But this is a CHCl3 called as a chloroform. And these chloroform again combined with the chlorine because our chlorine is in excess. And now it forms carbon tetrachloride plus HCl. See beta, what we got? Sir, we got the first product as a methyl chloride. Sir, we got the second product is a dichloromethane. Dichloromethane. Beta, we got the third product here as a what? Chloroform. What we got, sir? Chloroform. And last one we got here as a carbon tetrachloride. What beta? Carbon tetrachloride. Right? These are the four products was obtained here because in this case, sorry beta, in this case our chlorine is in the excess, so we are getting more than one product. Now again somebody will think, sir, why not CCl4 will combine with the Cl2? Beta, it will combine. But is this compound having any replaceable hydrogen to combine with the Cl? No, sir. This compound does not have any hydrogen which can replace by the chlorine. So product will stop here only. So how many products we got? 4 products because chlorine is in excess. But in the first case, what we are having, sir? We are having only methane is in excess, beta. As the methane is in excess, we are getting only one product. So we'll see the mechanism behind it, beta. How this reaction will be takes place and what are the steps will be involved for the formation of this all. So I want to go with the mechanism of FR or free radical substitution. So I'll take out this one now. Mechanism I will do. Means how the first step was obtained, how the second step was obtained. In that one, what the mechanism we have to follow. Everything we have to check it now. But it is a halogenation of alkane called as a chlorination of a methane. And in this one, we are going to discuss about the mechanism. See here. Actually, this is the part. What is the part? Sir, it is the chlorination of methane. Very good. But in this chlorination of methane, what is the actual reaction we did? So this is a methane and it is a chlorine which is in excess. In presence of sunlight, we got CH3Cl and we got HCl. This is the actual reaction. And I want to show you better mechanism of this reaction which was written on the board. Chalo, how to the mechanism will be there? See here. But a mechanism of this one will be take place in a 3-step. Mechanism of this one will occur in a 3-step. But what is the 3-step? First step is a chain initiation. Means somebody should be there to initiate the reaction. How the chain initiation will take place? Better see here. It is a chlorine, and when we kept in presence of sunlight, there will be a homolytic cleavage. This will be called as a what, beta? There will be homolytic cleavage, and due to this homolytic cleavage, sir, it formed here as a Cl radical. Means chain initiation indicate what, beta? So chain initiation indicate the formation of Fr. What is a Fr, sir? Free radical. The first step, formation of Fr. Right? Now I will tell you, beta. Chlorine atom having unpaired electron means they are the highly reactive species. Listen here. They are the highly reactive species. And these are the less, because Cl2 is a molecular form, beta. Molecular form will be considered as a more stable and highly reactive species will be considered as a less stable, that is a unstable. But whenever the reaction will move from more stable to less stable, see, more stable to less stable, the process will always be considered as the endothermic process. Why? Because thermodynamically this process never occurs. Because always, beta, in anywhere you can see where the reaction can perform less stable to more stable, the reaction can perform its own, that is a spontaneous. But you are performing the reaction from where more stable to less stable, reverse. That means the reaction is a non-spontaneous, and you know non-spontaneous reaction never occur its own. We have to provide energy from outside, and see, beta, I am providing the energy from the outside, means we are providing the heat energy, and by providing the heat energy, right, the reaction will take place. The reaction which takes place by absorbing heat energy called as a what? Endothermic process. So first step, chain initiation is a endothermic process. Chain initiation is the formation of Fr. In that one we are converting more stable to less stable. Chalo, we got the first step, that is a chain initiation. Second step will be there, beta, called as a chain propagation. Means once the reaction started, now we have to make it to forward. To make it forward means we have to propagate it. But whenever this propagation is there what happen, you know, Fr, the free radical obtained Fr, but it will form again more free radicals. See, in the first step you are forming the free radical, okay, but now in the second step, beta, free radical will form again more free radicals. And I will tell you, beta, this process will be considered as an exothermic process. I will show you. This will be considered as an exothermic process, and these exothermic process will be considered for where, beta? It will be considered only for the fluorination, bromination and chlorination, but not in the iodination. Why? We will see there only, not now. So exothermic for F2Cl2, Pr2, right, but not for the I2, because if you consider this reaction for I2, you know, Instead of exo beta, it become an endothermic process. Now we'll continue the example here. Chain propagation means we are having methane. Beta methane means, can we write methane in this way? It is a H bonded with CH3. Then one of the radical come here. Yes sir. Again beta, what happens sir here? Homolytic cleavage will take place. How beta? Again homolytic cleavage will take place. And due to this homolytic cleavage, what we got beta? H radical and Cl radical. CH3 radical. We got H radical and CH3 radical. H radical, Cl radical combine to form HCl plus I got one more extra CH3 radical. Is it clear beta? Due to homolytic cleavage, CH3 radical, H radical. H radical combined with Cl. I got HCl and CH3 radical will be left there. Right? Now again what we can say, sir, this radical is a highly reactive species because having the radical unpaired electron is a unstable. Unstable species become a highly reactive species. But these obtained radical, what is that? CH3 radical which is obtained here. Now again it combined with the Cl2 present in the container. Means in one of the container I am having methane and Cl2 beta. Initiation started from here. I got the radical. Radical will attack over it. We got the methyl radical. Methyl radical again combined with the Cl2 present in the species. It undergoes homolytic cleavage and again it forms CH3Cl plus Cl radical. See beta, propagation step indicate free radical will form more free radical. See, Cl radical is there. Other than that, we got one more radical called as a what? CH3 radical we got it beta. Now this obtained CH3 radical here, what happened? It will attack on here. Right beta, it will attack on here. Reaction comes here. It goes on. The process is a continuously this process going on beta, and this step will be repeated continuously. I should say, sir, this step is repeated continuously. Sir, as this step is repeated continuously, what will happen here? Cl radical attack on CH3 radical, right? And now this CH3 radical attack on here, I got the CH3Cl, and this CH3Cl beta, reaction of this Cl radical again methyl में, see beta, these and these combine together to form CH3Cl, methyl radical. Methyl radical again it form the Cl radical. It attack on methane, again it form HCl, and this radical it will attack on Cl to form. So process going on repeatedly beta, and they are forming more number of free radicals. One is a CH3 radical, one is a Cl radical. So step 2, propagation step, indicate that free radical will become more number of free radical. Is it clear beta? Till now we did 2 steps. Initiation, Cl radical, homolytic cleavage, I got Cl radical. Cl2 molecule undergoes homolytic cleavage, it gives Cl radical. Cl radical will attack on the alkane. I got H radical, Cl radical, where it form HCl, and CH3 radical. It again combined with Cl2 to form more number of radicals, and the process going on continuously, formation of more number of radical takes place. But the last step is a chain termination. The last step is a chain termination. Place is not there, but anyhow I will manage the thing here. But a chain termination means I should stop the reaction here. The reaction can be stopped here. That is a chain termination. See beta, in this process how many radicals are there? We to collect all the radicals. Sir, I am having Cl, Cl and Cl radical. So one is a Cl radical. Are you able to see, sir? Very good. One more CH3 radical. Yes sir. Is it clear beta? 2 radicals we collected. Place is not there. I will write on other side. But a Cl radical combined with Cl radical to form Cl2. It is a one of the product. But a CH3 radical combined with one more CH3 radical and it form C2H6 ethane. It is also one of the product. Is it clear beta? Reaction going to stop now. See here. CH3 radical combined with CH3 radical and it form ethane. So Cl radical combined with Cl radical to form Cl2. But a methyl radical combined with one more methyl radical and it form ethane, that is C2H6. Is it clear? Third part. But a CH3 radical can combine with Cl radical. I told you now. All the radicals will combine with each other and alternate position and it forms CH3Cl. Did you saw beta? CH3Cl is the product obtained here. Correct? We got. Means now you can see for these reaction we perform 3 steps: chain initiation, propagation and termination. Beta initiation में Cl2 will form the Cl radical. Endo. Propagation में this one radical will form more number of radical. Like this Cl will form attack on alkane to form this one. It attack on Cl2. It form this one. Process repeated. Beta overall how many type of the radical we have? 2 type. Which 2? Beta one is called as a Cl radicals. I wrote here. One is a methyl radical. I wrote here. Cl radical combined with Cl to form Cl2. Methyl radical with methyl radical to form alkane, that is C2H6. Are you able to see beta? C2H6. And CH3 radical will combine with Cl radical to form CH3Cl. Is it clear beta? Chalo. Take a screenshot of this one. But now I will tell you in exam point of view how the question they will ask based on this point. Right beta? 1 second. Take a note of this one. Right beta? Initiation, propagation and termination. Now in exam point of view, how the question they will ask, that one I will tell you. 1 second now. But a question you can see here. This is a ethane. Ethane means alkane. But it combined with a halogen Cl2 in presence of sunlight like a HNO, and we got beta here as a P and HCl. They are asking beta P can never be. P can never be. First option I am writing here. P can never be C2H5Cl. P can never be C2H4 beta. P can never be C4H10. P can never be, right? P can never be none of the above. Think and give the answer beta. What should be the answer for this one? P can never be what? But in this question where did you saw ethane chlorination gives P and HCl, P can never be what? So just go with the mechanism part. I hope everybody knows that the first step will be what? Chain initiation. Sir, what will happen in the chain initiation beta? Cl combined with Cl in presence of sunlight, it forms Cl radical and Cl radical. First step over. Then second step, sir, what is that? Chain propagation. How beta? Second step is what? Chain propagation. What is that? Ethane, beta. Can we write ethane in this way? CH3 bonded with CH2 bonded with H. CH3. Then beta Cl radical. It will attack over it. But it will form this one. What is that beta? CH3 CH2 dot ethyl radical and HCl. Beta these ethyl radical, did you remember? These ethyl radical again it combined with Cl and Cl, and now homolytic cleavage I got CH3 CH2. This radical combine to form ethyl chloride and Cl radical. Reaction goes this way. This step will be continuously repeating, and the last one is a chain termination. So what to do in the chain termination? You know beta, chain termination mein how many radicals are there with you, that you correct. Sir, I am correcting radical, Cl radical, okay. Beta one more ethyl radical. Can we say beta? Yes sir, ethyl radical. Beta one more we can say. Cl radical can combine with Cl radical and it forms Cl2. Option is not there, leave it. But this ethyl radical can combine with one more ethyl radical and it form CH3, CH2, see beta, CH2 and CH3. Can we, sir, it is a C4 6 plus 4H10? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is there. C4H10 is there. It formed. But a third one, can these two each together will combine? What is that? This is a ethyl radical combined with Cl radical and it form here as a ethyl chloride. But what it form? Ethyl chloride. So ethyl chloride also there. Yes, sir. But now everyone will think about this one, sir. It is the answer karke. But I will say no, beta. This is also one of the product will obtain because in Fr radical, this is the most important reaction that disproportionate reaction will occurs in the Fr mechanism. I'll write here, beta. In Fr, disproportionate reaction is the important reaction will take place. Disproportionate reaction occurs in free radical mechanism. But any free radical mechanism में this is the most important property of Fr. Disproportionate means one will undergo oxidation and other will the same will undergo reduction. I will show you how. See beta, this is a CH3 can be written as CH2H. Are you able to see? Are you able to see, sir? No, I'll write. CH3 can be written as CH2H. Yes, sir. Beta, again it has a CH2 radical. Yes, sir. Plus. How beta? Plus. Beta, one more ethyl radical can be write. Yes, sir. CH2 radical combined with a CH3. Beta, what happened, you know? Cleavage will take place here also, homolytic cleavage. When homolytic cleavage takes place here, these CH2 radical and CH2 radical combine to form what, sir? Sir, it will form CH2 double bond CH2 plus this H radical attack on here and I got CH3 and CH3 as the product. See beta, I got C2H4 as the product. Yes, sir. Even I too got beta C2H6. I didn't wrote here. If I written that one, that also correct. Right? So what is this one? It is losing hydrogen, and you know beta, loss of hydrogen called as a oxidation. It is gaining hydrogen, same species. Take it. CH3, CH2 radical. CH3, CH2 radical. Beta, one space is losing hydrogen, undergoes oxidation. One space is taking hydrogen, gain of hydrogen, undergoes reduction. The same species undergoes oxidation and reduction are called as a disproportionate. So this reaction is the example of what? This reaction is the example of disproportionate reaction, and hence we can say beta, what should be the answer? P can never be none of the above. Means everything P can be there, but answer is none of the above. In place of none of the above, can we write something different than what we got? What we got? Sir, P can never be CH4. Khatam. With this one, are you getting anywhere CH4 beta? And there is no possibility to get the CH4. Because you may think that I can break the bond here, but no. CC bond cannot be broken here. Right? P can never be CH4, but P can be C4H10. P can be C2H4. P can be C2H5Cl. Right? These kind of the question they will ask in the mains level also. Right beta? Even in NEET also they can ask this question. Very simple question beta. Alkane with chlorine in presence of H nu gives rise to P and HCl. What should be the P? It can be any three, but not the CH4. Right? Take a screenshot beta. Now the reactivity of these halogens toward these reaction means halogenation. Right? That one we will see here. What is the reactivity of halogens towards these reactions? Means towards the halogenation. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine beta, which will be more reactive towards the halogenation of alkane. So what we will say here, reactivity of these halogen beta towards this reaction. Reactivity of halogens towards these reaction. What is this reaction, beta? Halogenation of alkane and all. You know, fluorine F2, beta, then Cl2, then Br2, and then I2. If you want to see, beta, its bond is a strong bond. Means actually compared to that, it is having a greater bond strength than the F2. But we can say iodine, it is having a very weak bond strength between the iodine. So obviously very weak bond strength means easily bond can be broken, and I2 can attack over the alkane easily. We can say no, beta. Reactivity of these halogen towards this reaction, it is coming this way. And you know, this reactivity order of halogen, it is based on its a delta G value. So what is a delta G value? Spontaneity of the reaction, beta. If it is more spontaneous, it will occur its own. And if it is less spontaneous, it cannot occur its own. We have to provide some energy from outside. So here, F2 beta, highly explosive reactions is there. Reaction of fluorine over the halogen is a highly explosive. That means addition of fluorine on the alkane cannot be done in the lab. So we cannot be done on lab, because if we perform this reaction in the lab, what will happen? Where we are performing, that particular vessel get burst off. It not burst, it will explode off. So halogenation means fluorination on the alkane cannot be done on the lab because it is a highly explosive reaction. But if we talk about the chlorination and bromination, yes, it can occur. But it can occur in the lab. But iodination, addition of iodine on the alkane cannot be done easily because it is a reversible reaction. Because if you want to add this iodine on the alkane, but what we got? We got the CH3I plus HI. You know, HI acts as a strong reducing agent, and it reduces CH3I back to the CH4. The reaction never goes forward, beta. It is a reversible reaction. So to perform this reaction, we have to use some oxidizing agent. That part we are going to see in our next video. But I want to tell you, reactivity of these halogens over the alkane can be taken in this order. It will be more reactive, highly explosive. It will be less reactive, and this cannot be occur easily because it is a reversible reaction due to the formation of a strong reducing agent. And to minimize or to take out that reducing agent, we have to add the strong oxidizing agent, right? But these chlorination and bromination can occur in the lab, or can occur with the addition of chlorine on the alkane can be seen. Addition of bromine on the alkane can be seen. But what we did till now, we did the chlorination of methane. In the same way, we can do the bromination of methane. Means whatever the reaction we wrote, beta, just now you saw, sir, it is a methane, and we added the chlorine over it. In presence of sunlight, we got the CH3Cl plus of HCl. But in the similar manner, if the methane is there, if we are adding the bromine, in presence of sunlight, we got the methyl bromide plus HCl. But if you think that adding of iodine, you got the CH3I plus HI, no, beta, that reaction will become reversible. To make it as a forward direction only on one direction, then we have to use here as a oxidizing agent. That part we are going to see in our next class. Is it clear, beta? In my today's video, I did only the halogenation of alkane, right, beta? Because we started the reaction mechanism, and you know this video goes to nearly 1 hour. It's not correct that to making the one video itself 2 or 3 hours. So half of the part, that is the one of the part I did here, that is about halogenation of alkane, where I told you, beta, how the mechanism will take place in each step, which is the exo, which is the endo, how to identify, and what are the possible products can be obtained during the halogenation of alkane. Is it clear? Right, beta? Thank you very much. If you like my videos, if you like my work, my videos, please try to subscribe, not try to subscribe, beta, please subscribe it and share this video to maximum number of the children, those who require this video and those who are preparing for their IIT mains and for the NEET. Right? Thank you, beta. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.